Welcome back to another game collection video. This week I'll be showing you my Game Boy collection, all my loose Game Boy carts from Game Boy Original all the way to the Game Boy Advance games that have come out. They're all in my Pokemon folder. And at the front of my Game Boy collection are my Pokemon colour games. So you've got 2 copies of red, 2 copies of blue and 2 copies of yellow. There is one American or fake copy of Pokemon Red, the rest of them are official English ones. There are 2 trading card game ones there, one's in better condition than the other, and there's Pokemon Silver. We move on to the second sheet of my folder. You've got 2 copies of Pokemon Crystal there, and then the rest of these games are now in alphabetical order because I like to keep my games in order. You've got games like Dr. Mario and DuckTales, that's a games collection, 5 or 6 in one. There you go, 5 games in one. My camera is really not in focus at the moment because of that little black dot in the bottom left corner. I'm getting a new camera in March, so fingers crossed that will be gone. Looney Tunes for the Game Boy, that looks like an interesting game, haven't got around to playing that yet. Mega Man X, which I think was one of my first ever Game Boy games. What a great start to my Game Boy collection there. Metroid 2, a decent game to have in your collection. That's a strange game. OT Hello, Ot Hello, Nemesis. What is that game? Ot Hello. Paperboy, a classic game for the NES. That's day one game, personal organizer. Super Mario Land 1 and 2. Snoopy, the movie came out last year. Should have that in anyone's collection there. The original Tetris game, which came with most Game Boys. Tom and Jerry. Another game that I haven't really played. I'm going to have to play a bit of catch up on my Game Boy collection. And the last game is the Yoda Stories for the Game Boy Original. Moving on to my Game Boy Color games, you've got Power Rangers Lightspeed Rescue, one of my favourite PS1 games. Not as good on the Game Boy, you can understand that now. Moving on to the Game Boy Advance games, there are quite a few E-titled games in these. A lot of these came from my dad, so they're either American imports or they are fakes, but they still play perfectly good and there's nothing wrong with them, so I'm happy with them in my collection at this point. Mario vs Donkey Kong was a game I got from my aunt, and that's one of the best Mario games that I've ever played, and I highly recommend it to anyone that hasn't played it. Haven't played the DS version yet, but that is one of my favourite games. Pac-Man collection, Pokemon Fire Red, Pokemon Ruby, Pokemon Sapphire, Pokemon Mystery Dungeons, the Red Rescue Team, a couple more Power Ranger games, the SPD game I played quite a lot as a kid. Moving on to games like Shark Tales and Spider-Man 2. I used to like one of the Spider-Man 2 games on the Game Boy, I don't know what one it was. Spyro 2, Super Mario 3. Moving on to other ones like Tang Tang, that was a really fun game. I didn't really understand what I was doing in that game when I first got it, but it's a really fun game to play. Yoshi Island, another great title to have in anyone's collection. So my folder's got a load of room left over from new games in 2016 to add to it. These are all of my doubles. I didn't realise I had so many doubles in my collection. A lot of them are the original colour games. There's a few that I don't have in my collection, but they are either like American copies or the games that I probably won't ever play, like this Pac-Man copy. I don't think it's an official game, so that's not going to get played. Super Mario 2, I've got like 2 or 3 copies of these Super Mario games. They're 2 games that I don't really want, but I'm not really sure what the value of them are. Wave Racer, another game that I don't have a clue on. Tetris, 1,000,001 copies of that damn game. Another copy of Power Rangers Lightspeed Rescue. There's an American baseball game there. So yeah, basically these are all my doubles that I will be selling in the near future to improve the current collection that I've got. If you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button. If you want to see more of these, leave a comment below. Catch you next time. Thanks for watching, guys. If you enjoyed this video or any of my other content, hit that like button, leave some feedback, and if you're new, why not sub to me?